action. Hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jen Marilla, and I'm glad that you're here. If you're new, this channel is for bloggers, entrepreneurs, and content creators. Today is a very special topic, simply because I'm gonna talk to you about when is a good time to transition from your current job to your real job, meaning leave the old job, quit it, say sayonara suckers, and go live a life of dream, passion, and purpose. But before I get into it, I just want to say that this by no means, shape, or form am I encourage you to do this. We will talk about in this video when's a good time to do this, when my opinion is a good time to do this, but please be aware that these are just my opinions. These are not facts, just from experience from someone who has quit a corporate job and has continued to live her dream life and create a passion or purpose. All right, guys, so let's get into it because I'm excited to talk about this. All right, so let's get into it. So I'm gonna paint your picture, right? You're at a job that you may or may not like, and you also have a side hustle that you have been putting the work in, and you're now starting to see results, kind of, sort of, or maybe you're definitely starting to see results, or maybe you don't see any results, but you're just sick and tired where you are, and you really, really want to quit your job. I'm gonna give you 5 tips based on my personal opinion and experience as to when is a good time to leave your full-time job to transition to your hustle full-time. Before I get into it, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to drop me a comment and let me know where you are in this journey because I think this is important. Also, you want to check out my recent video, the 7 reasons to quit your job. Also a really good video. But this one gives you a little bit more of an insight as to when you should actually go into this. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of a backstory. I used to work in corporate. I quit my job about 5 years ago to travel the world and become a travel blogger. There are certainly things I wish I would have done sooner rather than later when I decided to do this. Meaning, I wish I would have had a better plan and I wish I would have saved more money. The biggest thing that stops people and what truly almost stopped me is fear. Fear. And I want to make it a point that fear is the biggest dream killer. I was at a place in my life where I was like, I would rather know that I failed and tried versus wondering the what if forever. And for me, that was just not an option. So I want you to really consider this, that no matter what you decide to do, also give yourself the understanding that fear will be the biggest issue. Because even if you have the money, even if you have a plan, letting go of what you know is certain is one of the scariest things in life, okay? All right, so number 1, I'm gonna state the fact. I think this is the obvious. If you feel like you're bored, you're spending way too much time in your dream job than you are in your actual job. So you're actually at work and they're like hiding behind your boss doing the work for your side hustle, right? That is a big red flag, and that's probably a sign for you that you need to let go for 2 reasons. 1, you don't have time. If you're spending that much time in your business, that means that your business is probably doing really good, so you should be getting ready to let that go. Now, if you're spending that much time and your business isn't doing well, then you need to go back to the drawing board and figure out why that isn't working. Number 2, you wanna make sure you're in good stance. And what I mean is, I was in the marketing agency, so I worked with some really big accounts, and I would never want to leave my job, and I make sure of this when a client was having like a product launch or something like that. Simply because to hire somebody brand new, then train them, and then disappear, like that whole process, or in between that process and have somebody go, is terrible. Like, it's literally heartbreaking. So you do not want to do that to your boss, especially if you really like your boss, like I did. So definitely want to make sure you are not burning bridges. You are leaving when it is the right time, when things are slowing down, when people have time to find somebody else, where you can possibly even train that other person. Want to call in those factors, because you never want to burn any bridges. You never know when you can come back to these people and work with them again, right? All right, number 3. This is the biggest thing, right? And I also feel like it's obvious. When your side hustle is making more money than you're actually making at your job. If this is something that's happening to you, then yes, absolutely quit your job, right? Now, I'm gonna say that loosely because number 4 is extremely important. Plan, okay? And I'm talking about create a financial plan. When you're at your full-time job, right? And this is where you guys wanna listen up and go get a pen and paper. So go get a pen and paper, go. When you're making more money in your dream job than you are in your current job, you need to go back to the drawing board, right? How much money does it take to actually run your business? And so let's just say, for numbers reasons, it takes you $5,000 a month to be able to have baseline to run your business successfully. And that's for you to pay rent, for you to pay, utilities, food shop, etc. And on top of that, pay a team and have a flowing system in your business, right? So let's say it's $5,000. I would have something, what I call a cushion. So in my bank account, in my savings, there's always a cushion. So that if I do have a bad month, I know that cushion is there to help me no matter what, right? Where I can pay my team, I can pay my rent, I can pay my groceries at the bare minimum. So you want to make sure you have that for at least 3 months. I would love to say 6 months. However, some people get really desperate and they don't wait 6 months, so they don't have a cushion for 6 months and they just leave leave anyway. Or you could do what I did and, you know, have a little bit of a cushion and just leave anyway. I don't recommend that, you guys. I was very young, and like I said, if I can go back to the drawing board, I would create a business with a plan. I would have systems in place, and I would know how much these systems were gonna cost me. I would have hired an assistant way sooner than I did. It took me 3 years to hire someone. Ugh, terrible idea, like so stupid. So no. And even if this person did nothing for me, that I paid her like $200 a month, I think that's exactly how much I paid my first virtual assistant. Yeah, I would have still, like, that would have been the thing for me, right? So getting the expenses in order and knowing what your bare minimum is. Have a little bit of a cushion in the bank account before you're like ready to take that leap and know that it's actually possible. And then you just want to have some extra savings, right? If you can save for 6 months, that's amazing. You should totally do it. However, if you're like, I hate my job, I want to leave, but I really love my dream job, I would have a cushion for at least 3 months. So there you guys have it. Set up a plan. Plan. Now, last but not least, number 5 is that you will know, you guys, you know in your core when it is time to go. Your boss will know, your coworkers will know, they'll just know, unfortunately. It's this energy that you bring in when you're just like, I am done, ladies and gentlemen, I'm done going to work, I'm done commuting, I'm done dealing with clients, like I am finito. And so you'll just know. I will leave you with this encouragement, you guys. The biggest thing I did before I decided to leave my job and travel the world was not tell a soul. Like, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone I was gonna do this. I wrote my dates down when I was gonna quit and when I was gonna leave so that I held myself accountable, but I didn't tell anybody until after I already quit my job because I knew that my friends and family would think I'm crazy because not a lot of people do this, right? So keep that in mind. You don't wanna tell people, not because they don't love you or not because they just want what's best for you, and not a lot of people do this, and it's scary and they're just worried about you. So when you do tell them, if you get negative feedback, don't worry, don't let that stop you. Understand that they just care about you and they're just watching out for you. So not telling anybody, and last but not least is taking the leap, right? Having the courage to do it because you know it's what you're meant to do on this earth. All right, so there you guys have it. You have my 5 tips to when is a good time to quit your job and start that dream side hustle. Number 1, when you're spending way too much time doing your dream job while you're at your current job is a big red flag. Number 2, when you know is the right time within your company to leave. You don't want to leave when there's a launch. You don't want to leave when something big is happening because your boss will probably hate you. True story. Number 3, when you're making more money than your current job. So if your side hustle is bringing in 10K and you're only making $5,000 a month at your current job, then you know. It's time to say bye-bye. And number 4, I feel is definitely the most logic. However, a lot of people don't listen to this. It's plan, and a financial plan, right? Really take a step back to highlight your expenses, what it actually takes to run your business no matter what. And I would save up to 3 to 6 months if possible before you quit your job, so you always have that cushion. And last but not least, you'll know in your core that it is time for you to go, and you will say bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss every time I upload a new video. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up and drop in the comments below. Let me know where you are in this entrepreneurial journey. If you're stuck, what's coming through? What are your fears? I'm curious. I really want to know, simply because I've been there. God, I've been there, and I remember crying my eyes out the day I quit my job, and I was scared shitless. And I've been an entrepreneur for 5 years, and there isn't a day that goes by that I don't thank the Lord that I took a leap of faith and trusted myself. So with a lot of love and light, I'll see y'all soon. Have a beautiful day. Bye.